Hello, this is Mr. Harris going over your Unit 8 test. The grades are entered. Um, I'll be sending you all your individual grades via email after I finish with this video and post it. This is numbers 1 through 3. Come to a tutoring session or something if you have questions. I'm not going to force all of you to show up to a class. However, I would appreciate if some of you would view the videos more frequently, especially based off of the grades to some of these tests. Your grades were not as good as they could have been. And I want you to do better for this coming test. They really were not as good as they could have been. Here's numbers 4 through 7. BABB. Here's numbers 8 through 10. AEE. Good job. A lot of you were successful with 10, so good job. 10 was a little funny one. 10 is similar to what we will be doing in Unit 10 with the difference it means, but it's very straightforward, almost common sense. So looking forward to Unit 10's tests will be a combination of Units 8 and 9, except for subtracting, so it's not that deep. Okay, number 11. Good job on all of you calculating and figuring out your p-hat. Last year I had to give p-hat to students. This is one of the methods you could use to represent normality because it's approximately bell-shaped. A lot of you guys lost points for part B because you didn't tell me any. If you mentioned nothing about your conditions, you automatically lost 10 points. That's how vital, if the conditions don't measure up, it's worthless, it's useless. Some of you listed the conditions, but it didn't have enough information, so you lost less than 10 points. But this is an example of the conditions. You do need to write things out. Notice how you're using numbers. Numbers speak volumes, so always include numbers in your conditions. Good job, those of you that chose the t-test. Generally, if your conditions weren't met, I didn't even look at your answer. That's how much the conditions are. I didn't even care what your answer was if these conditions were not mentioned. It's just all wrong. That's why I took so many points from these conditions. Double check what you have. I was focused more on the conditions in this test because that's what it is. This calculation stuff isn't that deep. I probably didn't even properly grade some of yous. So double check to make sure your t-test was proper. Make sure you use the t-test because we're using the sample standard deviation. That's why we're using the t-test. You have to get this from your calculator or the table. Use the appropriate formula. Notice this was a confidence interval situation, but it worked out the same way. Oh yeah, Unit 8 was confidence intervals. Your conclusions, if you didn't provide a conclusion, you lost points on that too. I need a clear-cut, obvious conclusion. Okay. And then number 12. And I think most got number 12 pretty decently okay. Number 8 was funny with the notation and the jargon used. If you do repeated samples, you would capture the population parameter about 95% of the time. B was known. I think most of you got C right, so good job. Even though C was the one that we actually did practice because I required many of you to bother to show up. I'm not requiring you to show up again. That's why you need to be watching these videos. So I'm respecting your time so you can watch it when it's good for you. That's it for this test. Let me know if you have questions. There's a tutoring session. Please try to email me to let me know you're there. If I'm at tutoring and it's been 20 minutes and no one's there, I leave. That's what it is. Goodbye. Have a good day.